Hello, PG Siegel here. Hey, hope you're having a great day, and this is my video blog for August 17th, 2007. Hope you're having a great day. I did want to show you something, a project that I'm working on. As most of you have seen, I have reviewed a movie called Blood Feast, and I do plan to keep doing things like that, reviewing different horror movies over the years, mostly movies that are just so bad that they're good. And this is a set that I have been working on. I've got quite a few things here that will work with the set, that'll make the set that for the little internet installments. Probably most of these will be on the MySpace page, which I will announce later. But I do hope that you will check this out and that you'll watch the show when it comes out. I expect to have one within about 2 weeks. Well, first though, I'd like to tell you a little bit about the set and why I've decided to decorate it this way. Okay, here of course at the center of the set is an easy chair that I have. This easy chair and armchair, and the reason I picked an easy chair like this is because I'm wanting to look like an armchair authority on movies, on all kinds of movies, and well, having an armchair makes me an armchair authority, especially if I'm talking about it. Now, of course, everything you see here, well, most everything you see here is subject to be replaced. As you can see right here, this Hoobastank poster, let me zoom in a little bit, maybe we can get a little better view of it. Yeah, this actually promoted an album that came out about 6 or 7 years ago, well, more likely about 5 years ago. I was actually working as a DJ, well, no, actually I was working as an unpaid intern at a rock station at the time, and they came to town and they stopped by the radio station and signed a few posters, and as you can see, I have 2 autographs right there. I guess the guys were alright. They seemed a little like they like to look down on other people, but I don't know, maybe they were just tired or whatever. But anyway, you know, I wasn't all that impressed with their personalities, but they did sign the poster, so that has been one of my most prized possessions. It's probably going to get moved off the set though, because it has nothing to do with horror or horror movies. And as you can see, surrounding that is another decor. What this is, okay, let me back up a little bit. How I got this is I went to a video rental store, and this particular video rental store likes to give away posters that they can't use anymore, that, you know, they've got to make room for other posters, they're just going to throw them away. And as a perk to people that come and rent, they put them out and you can have them. Well, this is actually part of a poster for The Hills Have Eyes 2. I haven't seen this movie, mainly because I was so unimpressed with The Hills Have Eyes, this remake. The original one that they made years and years ago was pretty good, but this the remake was sort of laughable, a little stupid, even though they put a lot more effort into it, and the acting and makeup and special effects were a lot better. The movie just sort of fell short. But anyway, here's part of that poster. I've cut it up, and the reason I've decided to cut some of these things up is because it's one of those things, the right people will know, you know, the people who know what it is will know what it is, but everybody else who's not quite sure what it is will you know, have to take a guess, or at least it'll pique their curiosity here. And I've got a few other things that I've done like that. Like for right here, okay, as you can see, this is a picture of just the end of some binoculars and somebody looking out. That is actually from the movie Disturbia. I got a poster promoting the DVD for Disturbia, and here that is. I've cut it out, decided to keep the binoculars there. And let me zoom in to this right here. Now, I'm not that familiar with this movie. Let me try to get that focused a little better. There you go. I'm not that familiar with this movie, but this movie was called Pathfinder. And actually what I've done here is I just have a lot of skulls. There was a collection of skulls down at the bottom of the movie and skeletons. There's a full skeleton right there. And actually there's a skull of some kind of creature that they were fighting. So the creatures are getting their ass kicked too, and there were a bunch of dead creature bodies too, I guess. And there's an old sword. I hadn't noticed that before. And there's another skull and a few more skulls there. And that actually got cut out from that poster for advertising the movie Pathfinder on DVD. I was really glad to get that. I didn't care much for the poster, but hey, look, It's got the skulls here, which is actually integral to any horror movie at all. For those of you who have seen my one of my other installments called Cool Movies That Suck, you know that that is Fuad Ramsey, okay, played by actor Mal Arnold. Now, who Fuad Ramsey is, Fuad Ramsey was actually the first villain of the first gore picture. And, you know, without him, Michael Myers or Freddy Krueger or Leatherface or Jason Voorhees, you know, it's hard to say where they'd be today. But this is actually the first character that was actually the villain in a gore picture. And again, that's Fuad Ramsey, portrayed by Mal Arnold. Now, of all the things that are going to stay, this is one of them that will most likely stay. Now definitely stay. Now, it may get moved somewhere along the line, but it's definitely going to stay. And another item that's definitely going to stay, and I'm going to try to get this the best I can, is there's a picture right there. As you can see, the caption reads Chamber of Chills, and of course, as you can make it out, it's a skeleton holding a glass, looking at a woman, and through the woman you can see her skull underneath her skin. This was drawn by my daughter when she was about 13 years old. It's actually one of my most prized possessions, and because of the imagery and it's that imagery and so forth, I'm going to keep this here on the set forever. As long as I do the show, I am going to keep that on the set, definitely, because like I say, it's one of my most prized possessions and a really, really cool item. Now, to see how good that is, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Now keep in mind, she wasn't but about 12 or 13 when she drew this. And she chose this imagery called Chamber of Chills right there. And I know you probably can't see it on the video here, but that is actually drawn on lined paper, much to her mother's chagrin, who hated drawings on lined paper. She drew this on lined paper for me. And it wound up in a frame here, and she brought it over one day. And I had all but forgotten about it. I thought it was just something that had gotten lost when we moved, but I am really, really happy to have this, and I'm really, really proud that this is a part of the set. Okay, now, where did that come from? Okay, now this is actually where that came from. That is actually some of the imagery she saw. I don't know where she saw that. Actually, where this came from is, okay, she drew that, like I said, when she was 14. She's about 24 now. And she took a trip down to the beach and just happened to find this postcard here, which of course, as you can see, while the words are different, this is actually a poster for, this is actually promoting the group, the punk group, the Misfits, who actually sang a lot about 50s and 60s drive-in horror movies. This promotes their single Die Die My Darling. And it really, I am very, very happy that she was able to find that. That actually, she found that 10 years after the fact. So there you go. That is what this other drawing is patterned after. Really, really pleased, really, really happy to have this as part of my personal collection and my set collection. And of course, probably when you see the set, you're probably going to see this St. Pauli Girl chick. Okay, St. Pauli Girl beer was one of my favorite beers at one time. When I was a teenager, it was probably the first import beer that I ever drank. And I just automatically thought, oh man, cool, you know, if you drink St. Pauli Girls, you've got some class. Of course, over the years, I figured out that basically what St. Pauli Girl beer is, it's a low-rent Beck's. It's about 30 cents a six-pack cheaper, and it tastes about the same. But again, you know, St. Pauli Girl beer. I do have that poster that I bought on eBay, and you'll be able to see that on the set during the show. And that's all for now. That's all for today's video blog. I hope you enjoyed it. And alright, well, thanks a lot. Take care. I do hope you enjoyed it. And have a great day. Hope to see you again soon. Bye.